Around 20th July, I had been Hardstuck bronze for well over a year. Then about a month later, on 30th August, I finally hit gold. Now obviously, I'm not Radiant, I can't give you the best advice there is, but sometimes advice from 2 ranks up is more useful to you than 10 ranks up. And I thought I would share the most important things I changed from going to bronze to gold. The most important thing you've got to do is warm up. It doesn't have to be some genius warm up that Radiant has made up, at least just spending 2-3 minutes in the range shooting heads, and then afterwards practicing on medium bots is what I do. And it's been super helpful. And after maybe getting 20 or more, you can go into ranked game. But one other really important thing I did to elevate my game, apart from just shooting medium bots, was using this trick I learned from a YouTuber called Hygiene. So essentially you want to put a cipher trip over here and one over here, and you want to go to settings, video, and you turn the stat on shooting error, right? See the shooting error stat? When you shoot yellow, that's good. When you shoot blue, that's bad, because it means you're moving when shooting. So this is the drill you want to practice for a little bit. Notice I'm only shooting yellows, which is good. If I mess up, I shoot blue like that. Just practice that for 2 minutes, and it has a huge effect, genuinely. And if you feel like it, you can do one more deathmatch after this, and you'll be super prepared to go into a ranked game and just top frag easy. The second thing I learned was a thing called Gunfight Hygiene, credit to Hygiene, and essentially means the distance you shoot at changes how you should be shooting, and that doesn't just mean shotguns, it includes guns like Spectre or really any gun. So look at me shooting the Spectre from 30 meters. Even just spraying it for like 3 bullets, super inaccurate, you're gonna miss headshots. Or even if you're not spraying, look at me try and shoot this bot. I missed my first bullet even though it looks like I'm perfectly aiming. Whereas with a Guardian, that wouldn't happen. So make sure you don't use guns like Spectre at long ranges. You want to use it at short ranges. And it can even be a Vandal if you use it properly. So let's say there's somebody over here. You want to run and gun straight into them. If someone is like super close to you, even if you have a Vandal, you want to make sure you're running and gunning. Or at least spraying. You don't take the time at this range to try and get a headshot here, here, here. And finally, with shotguns, there's no movement inaccuracy. Look at the shooting error graph. Even when I move and shoot, it's the exact same as if I'm not moving. So never stop moving with a shotgun. And the next thing I did was make sure I insta-lock Phoenix at every match. And I know this means you may end up with a situation where you got 5 insta-lock duelists on the team, but that's really not as big of a problem as you think. If you're in bronze, silver, gold, whatever, having 5 duelists does not mean you're going to lose. Also, if you're practicing your aim in the range and you're playing death matches, you're going to want an agent that's self-sufficient, can heal for himself like Phoenix. In fact, Phoenix is the one I'd recommend the most if you're trying to really rank up. And also his flashes are so good, especially in lower ranks. If you flash properly, it's pretty much a free kill every time. Also, after playing the same agent for long enough, you start to learn some really advanced plays your opponent won't be used to, as you'll start to realize what works and what doesn't. And funnily enough, I've even found lineups for Phoenix, and yes, they do exist. And the final thing I do is communicate with my teammates. There'll be times when we're losing like 12-7, and we'll clutch up the last 5 rounds just because I've set up a good strategy on either defending or attacking with teammates. If you have a mic, just use it. If you're communicating with your teammates about where the opponents are, where you're going, it will be a lot more helpful, especially if your opponents aren't communicating at all. But this does not mean you should be backseat gaming and just shouting instructions when your teammates are clutching a 1v2 or something. Another big thing I learned was not to overexpose myself too much. So for example, before I'd flash this, then go straight in all the way. Now when I flash it, normally there's someone right here, that's it, I shoot them, or I shoot here. This way, I will not be exposed to someone standing over here. That seems super simple, but I just didn't use it before. This applies even when you're not flashing. There's no point in wide peeking like this if there's 5 people here. You want to do short peeks like this and start shooting. And one last thing, holy moly, this is the best knife I've seen. Like, I don't want to spend 2300 on a single knife skin, but I'm a Phoenix main, and like, this is genuinely the best knife I've ever seen, and it matches Phoenix. Should I buy this, yes or no? Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely so tempted, but it's like 2400 Valorant points. The other skins in the night market are pretty trash, except for the Neptune Spectre, which is actually really cool. But anyways, please do like and subscribe just to support the channel, and let me know in the comments if it's worth getting this at 33% off.